Hey, Church on Bayshore family, I am so excited to be here with an awesome person, Lori Dunn. Lori serves as the chair of our missions ministry leadership team, and we are making this video to share some very exciting things with you. We are going to talk about some upcoming global mission trips. Yes.
We are going places.
Yeah, we're so
Church.
excited. We're excited to actually be talking about going
Yes,
on global
absolutely.
mission trips again after COVID kind of just put a stop to a lot of those, well, to all of those trips, I should say. So we want to share with you some information about 3 specific global trips that we have planned. And we're going to talk about what those trips are, when they're happening, and your next steps. So all 3 of these trips are with in conjunction with some of our mission partners that we support overseas. And the first trip we're going to talk to you about is a trip to Monterrey, Mexico, to work with Back to Back Ministries with Jacob and Christina Hamilton. So Lori.
Yes, so Monterey is in the Sierra Madres,
Woo!
right?
Absolutely.
Yes, it's the 3rd largest city in Mexico, and there is a huge diversity between the wealthy and the poverty-stricken in this area. And so that's what the Hamiltons are really working with especially. So these families are dealing with a minimum wage of under $5 an hour. And you really can't take care of a family easily that way. So a lot of these families are unable to take care of some or all of their kids. And what happens to these children is that they end up coming to Back Ministries, which is who the Hamiltons work with, and they live in foster homes on campus in a foster home situation. It's a really neat place where they have loving foster parents, and then wonderful things like Jacob is their soccer coach and they play soccer, and Christina is there bonding with the girls and helping them in lots of different ways. So Back to Back has groups coming in all the time, and they have a very well-oiled machine. So if this is your first time to ever consider a mission trip, this is the mission trip for you.
It absolutely is. So when is Monterrey, Mexico? Monterrey, Mexico. When is that happening?
So we are going to be going this October.
This October,
2022. Yes, we will be going October 21st through the 27th. It's a Friday leave, and you come back on a Thursday. This is a great trip if you want to save up some of your kids' 6 days from school and let them make up their homework, or maybe it would.
They'll learn so much more on this trip.
They will. This would be a great trip for families to go on if you can afford to do so. We will be working with the kids. There'll be a lot of soccer playing. There will be, if there are people who have special skills, Back to Back is really great about finding out what the group has in particular that they can do, what things that you're good at, and kind of curtailing the trip to you. So we don't know exactly what we'll get to do until we find out who it is that God's calling to go on this trip, but really pray about it. This trip is a low-cost trip, budget-friendly, because it's just right over the border from our neighbors, and $786 plus the airfare will get you a mission trip experience and getting an opportunity to serve alongside the Hamiltons, which we have been trying to do for 3 years at least. They've been there for 4 years.
Yeah.
And we want to go and minister to them and love on them and let them know how much we appreciate them being the hands and feet that God's called them to be there.
That's right. The Hamiltons are amazing people, and you will love the experience of one. And Lori said, like $786 plus airfare. That is not a lot considering this. I will say, physically for this trip really is for anyone. Like, it's not a difficult travel trip. Simply because the flights aren't long. You will fly out probably in the morning and be there by lunchtime, and then you'll actually have some things that afternoon. Like, it's a great experience. Yeah, I can't say anything else that's just as good. So
It's a good way to get your feet wet with missions. If you haven't had an opportunity to serve before, this is a great place to start. And if you know the Hamiltons, they're just so lovely. And she has a little baby.
yeah.
So she would love it if we
So
come.
again, those dates are
October 21st through the 27th of 2022.
yeah, so just about 8 months away. So there you go. Monterrey, Mexico, number 2. The second trip we have planned is to India. Yeah, so you've heard us talk about and pray for the pastors that we support and the churches that are being planted in India. So we are planning to take a trip in very late September. Right now, the dates look like September 21st through September 30th or October 1st. Those dates are give or take a day on either end, but it's about a 10-day trip because travel takes a full 24 hours there and a full 24 hours back. So what we'll be doing is serving the pastors and leaders and serving alongside them. So we will gather them together for some training, and then we will also go out alongside them to share the gospel. We'll be asking them what they want us to do in terms of the training for their church members and for their leaders, and we want to serve them, so we're asking them to let us know what they want us to do, and then we will be going out with them to share the gospel and encourage people who are reaching unreached people in unreached areas. So again, that trip is late September 21st, 22nd through September 30th, October 1st. That's the window we're looking at. This is not necessarily an easy physical trip because it's a longer travel time. You do need to, you just have to be able to be very adept at adapting.
Start working out.
That's right. You just need to be able to walk a lot and withstand large crowds. And so we want to just be aware of that. But it's also just a beautiful, beautiful time serving there. So we're looking at this for Monterrey. We really don't have a cap on the number of people. For India, we're looking for this initial trip probably to be 5 or 6 people. So if you feel like that's you and you want more information, let me know. We're going to talk about next steps at the end of this video. So again, that's India, late September, early October. Monterrey is mid-October, and then we're already looking at 2023.
We are planners.
Yeah, and there will probably be other trips that happen in 2023. Some of that's dependent on how this first trip to India and Mexico goes.
Right.
But another trip we are planning for in 2023, and we had to start planning now because we want people to. Oh, I forgot. Back it up. Cost for India. The cost for India is going to be right around $1,000 plus airfare. And airfare right now is anywhere between $800 to $1,000. So now back to all the hype I was just building up for 2023. And in July of 2023, we are planning to go to
Uganda. We are going to serve alongside Laura Jones, where she has been for how many years?
Goodness, I think 5.
5 years. She's been
Laura,
there.
you can correct us if you need to.
We're sorry, Laura, if we're wrong. We are going to go to Uganda. We had to go ahead and put the dates down because the dates are filled up for 2022, but we wanted to make sure we got on the calendar. So we are the only church on the calendar in 2023 to go with one more child to Uganda. So Laura is a school teacher there. So we would be serving alongside her in the school. We'll get to help out with lessons in the school. There are so many kids in the village that she lives in. We're going to get to go to houses there and speak with the families and share the gospel and take food and different items like that. Laura is so excited for us to come.
Yeah, she's been waiting for this, and it's so exciting.
She's really been waiting. So,
and you said the dates are?
The dates are July 5th through the 15th. So this is a 10-day trip. 2023, not next month.
Yeah.
So this is a 10-day trip, a little bit longer. I would say this is probably a medium-sized trip in terms of excursion and what you would need to be prepared. Still need your passport. There's some vaccinations that you would have to have. I think yellow fever is one in particular. So there's some things that we will be getting you ready for after you put your deposit in and let us know that you're interested in going. But I really hope that you will pray about which one of these 3 trips you want to be a part of.
If you're interested in the Monterey, Mexico trip, or the India trip, or the Uganda trip, your first step is to go online, churchonbayshore.org/mission trip. I'll have that in the link below. And you are going to need to fill out a mission trip application. This is just basic information about you, and that gets sent to our missions MLT. And then specifically for the Monterey trip and the India trip, there is a deposit of $150 that is due in a month on March 17th. So you'll need to pay that online. We will have that registration on that same page I just mentioned. It's all going to be here. You'll see information coming out in church-wide emails and in the bulletin about that as well. So that's your next step. Fill out the application, pay your deposit. If you don't have a passport, do it. We'll also have probably the date for Uganda will be in just a couple, for the deposit will be in just a couple of months, because that's going to take some time. Because the cost, we didn't say the cost for Uganda, did we? Or did
we
you?
didn't. We didn't. Okay, the cost is $1,600 plus airfare. So that is all inclusive. All of these trips, the cost includes everything except for maybe
Like
something you would buy yourself for
Yep.
souvenirs or but food,
Right.
lodging, all of that's covered. So
Yeah. So that's amazing too, because then you don't have to think about it. It's
That's
done.
right.
So so get your passport, fill out the application. If you have more questions, if you need to know more information, we will be happy to answer those questions. You can send me a message, and we'll be sure to get that. We can send Lori a message. She'll be happy to answer all your questions, and even things you didn't ask. She'll tell you the answer.
I
So
will.
she's good at that.
I'll just answer whatever you want to know.